Okay, ወደ ተማሪዎች እንኳን ወደ አልይ ሳይንስ ዩቲዩብ ቻናል በሰላም መጣችሁ። ዛሬም freshman economics or introduction to economics for a freshman student በሚለው ላይ ከምዕራፍ 4 መቶ የፈተና ጥያቄዎች ከነመልሳቸው እንደዛውም ከነመግለጫቸው ይዤ ቀርባለሁ። So our tutorial is on freshman economics or introduction to economics 100 exam questions that prepared from unit 4 for freshman student tutorial in Amharic. So don't forget ይሄን ቪዲዮ የምታዩበት ጊዜ VPN ወይ ደግሞ ሳይፎን ማክፈቱን እንዳትረሱ። VPN ከፍታችሁ ካያችሁ ጥሩ ኳሊቲ ያለው በደንብ ጥርት ብሎ የምታይ ቪዲዮ ስለምታገኙ VPN ከፍታችሁ እንድታዩ በአክብሮት ጠይቃችኋለሁ። እንደዛውም ይሄን ቪዲዮ ላይክ ሰብስክራይብ በማድረግ አልይ ሳይንስ ዩቲዩብ ቻናል ቤተሰብ ሁኑ። ላይክ ሰብስክራይብ ካደረጋችሁ እኔ የለቀቁት ነገር ቶሎ እናንተ ጋር ስለሚደርስ ላይክ ሰብስክራይብ በማድረግ አልይ ቤተሰብ ማሁኑን እንዳትረሱ። So let us start our tutorial on freshman economics or introduction to economics for freshman student on unit 4 100 exam question with answer. So let us start tutorial in Amharic. So let us start. Instruction says that choose the best answer for question from the given alternative. ትእዛዙ ምን ይላል? ትክክለኛ የሆነ ጥያቄ መልስ በመምረጥ ለጥያቄዎች መልስ መልሱ ይላል። Question number 1. What is the process of transforming input into output as context of economics? አንደኛ ጥያቄ ምርት ትርጉም እንደ አንድ ኢኮኖሚክስ ምንድነው ይላል። So the answer should be production. Means that production is the process of transforming input into output, or production is the process through which input like land, labor, and capital are converted into outputs. Question number 2. What are the end product of production process? ሁለተኛ ጥያቄ ምርት ሂደቱ የምርት ሂደቱ የመጨረሻ ውጤቶች ምንድናቸው ይላል። So that should be A, goods and service. Means that the end product of production process are either tangible goods or intangible service. Question number 3. What is meant by short run in production? ሶስተኛ ጥያቄ ምርት ውስጥ አጭር ጊዜ ማለት ምን ማለት ነው ይላል። So that should be D, a period where at least one input is fixed. Means that in the short run at least one input remains fixed while other input can vary. Question number 4. What is the refers to total output produced using a specific combination of input in the production process? አራተኛ ጥያቄ በምርት ሂደቱ ውስጥ የተወሰዱ ግብአት ጥምርን በማጠቀም የሚመረተውን አጠቃላይ ምርት ምን ያመለክታል ይላል። So that should be A, total product. Means that total product refers to the total output produced using a specific combination of input in the production process. Question number 5. Which of the following is an example of fixed input? አምስተኛ ጥያቄ ከሚከተሉት ውስጥ ቋሚ ግብአት ምሳሌ የሆነው የትኛው ነው ይላል። So that should be C, machinery. Means that fixed input like machinery cannot be readily changed or easily changed when adjusted output level in the short run. Question number 6. When the marginal product is equal to average product. ስድስተኛ ጥያቄ ማርጂናል ፕሮዳክት እና አቨሬጅ ፕሮዳክት እኩል የሚሆንበት ጊዜ መቼ ነው ይላል። So that should be C, when average product is at maximum point. Means that marginal product is equal to average product when average product reaches its highest point. Question number 7. What is the relationship between short run production function and short run cost function? ሰባተኛ ጥያቄ በአጭር ጊዜ ምርት ተግባራት እና በአጭር ጊዜ የወጪ ተግባራት መካከል ያለው ግንኙነት ምንድነው ይላል። So that should be D, short run cost functions are derived from short run production function. means that the costs associated with productions in the short run are derived from corresponding production functions. Question number 8. Which best describe stage T of short run production? ስምንተኛ ጥያቄ በአጭር ጊዜ ምርት ደረጃ 2ን የሚገልጸው የትኛው ነው ይላል። So that should be C. Marginal product is positive but diminishing. Means that in stage T, the marginal product of variable input is positive but started to diminish as more of it is used. Question number 9. What is the term for monetary value of self-owned resource is used in production? ዘጠነኛ ጥያቄ በምርት ውስጥ ጥቅም ላይ የሚዋለው የራስ ባለቤት ሀብቶች የገንዘብ ዋጋ ምን ማለት ነው ይላል። So that should be A. Implicit cost. Means that implicit cost represents the opportunity cost of using self-owned resource in production instead of next best alternative. Question number 10. Which of the following costs include only monetary value of inputs that are purchased for production? አስረኛ ጥያቄ ለምርት የሚገዙ ግብአቶች የገንዘብ ዋጋንን ብቻ የሚመለከት ከሚከተሉት ወጪዎች ውስጥ የትኛው ነው ይላል። So that should be B. Accounting cost. Means that accounting cost include only monetary value of inputs that are purchased for production, also known as explicit cost. Question number 11. In the formula Q is equal to F times L, what does L represent? በዚህ በቀመር ፎርሙላ ውስጥ Q is equal to F times L በሚለው ውስጥ L ምንን ያመለክታል ወይ ደግሞ ምን ቦታ ይወርዶ ያመለክታል? So that should be B. Labor. Means that in this production function formula L represents labor as variable input. Question number 12. What characterizes stage 1 of short run production? 12ኛ ጥያቄ በአጭር ጊዜ ምርት ደረጃ 1ን የሚለየው ምንድነው ይላል። So that should be D. Average product continues to increase. Means that stage 1 of the short run production occurs when average product of the variable input is increasing up to its maximum point. Question number 30. What happens to total product when the variable input is increased beyond fixed input capacity? 13ኛ ጥያቄ በአጠቃላይ የምርት ቶታል ፕሮዳክቱ ቫሪያብል ኢንፑቱ በጣም ከፊክስድ ኢንፑት በላይ ከሆኑ ቶታል ፕሮዳክቱ ምን ይሆናል ይላል። So that should be D. It eventually decreases. Means that when more units of variable input are added beyond the fixed input capacity, total product first increases at the decreasing rate, reaches at the peak, then start or eventually decreases. Question number 40. What does marginal product of labor measure? 14ኛ ጥያቄ የሰራተኛው ደህግ የምንለው ማርጂናል ፕሮዳክቱ ምንን ይለካል ይላል። So that should be C. The extra output from one more unit of labor. Means that marginal product labor indicates the increase in output attributed to extra unit of labor, keeping other input constant. Question number 50. What is the difference between fixed and variable input? 15ኛ ጥያቄ ቋሚና ተለዋዋጭ ግብአትን መካከል ያለው ልዩነት ምንድነው ይላል። So that should be B. Fixed input cannot be changed easily in short run, but variable input can change. Means that fixed input are difficult to change in the short run, while variable input can be adjusted based on the level of output. Question number 60. What function does capital serve in short run production function with fixed and variable input? 16ኛ ጥያቄ ካፒታል በቋሚ እና በአጭር ጊዜ ምርት ተግባር ውስጥ የሚያገለግለው ምን አይነት ተግባር ነው ላል so that should be a capital is fixed input means that in short run በአጭር ጊዜ ውስጥ capital እንደ fixed ወይ ደግሞ እንደ ቋሚ ኢንፑት ሆኖ ያገለግላል ማለት ነው ምክንያቱም ሾርት ራን ውስጥ ስለማቀያየር question number 70 what describe production in stage 2 production 17ኛ ጥያቄ በደረጃ 3 ያለው ምርት ምን ያገልጻል ይላል so that should be D negative marginal return means that stage 3 is characterized by negative marginal return due to excessive variable input lead to decline in total product question number 80 how is cost defined in production theory 18ኛ ጥያቄ ወጪ በምርት ንድፍ ሐሳብ ውስጥ እንዴት ይገለጻል ይላል so that should be a monetary value of input used in production means that the cost refers to the monetary value of input required to produce goods and service question number 90 what is the difference between accounting profit and economic profit 19ኛ ጥያቄ በሂሳብ አያያዝ ትርፍና በኢኮኖሚ ትርፍ መካከል ያለው ልዩነት ምንድነው ይላል so that should be B economic profit includes implicit cost ስለዚህ accounting cost implicit costን አካትትም ማለት ነው include የሚያደርገው implicit cost economic profit ይሄ ለየት ያደርጋቸዋል ማለት ነው economic profit consider both explicit cost and implicit cost or including opportunity cost while accounting profit include only explicit cost question number 20 at what point does stage 2 production begin ሀኛ ጥያቄ ደረጃ 2 ምርት የሚጀምረው በምን ደረጃ ወይ ደግሞ በምን ጊዜ ነው ላል so that should be D when average product labor equals it is maximum means that stage 2 begins when average product of labor reaches its maximum and marginal product of the labor equal to average product labor question number 21 which one is correctly explained the concept of explicit cost አንደኛ ጥያቄ ግልጽ ወጪውን ንድፍ ሐሳብ በትክክል የሚያብራራው የትኛው ነው ይላል so that should be a output of pocket expense for purchased input ስለዚህ የተለያዩ እቃዎች ለማግዛት ከኪሳችን አውጥተን የምንገዛበት ብር explicit cost ወጪ explicit cost ብለን እንጠራለን ማለት ነው means that explicit costs are direct monetary expenses incurred for purchasing input used in production question number 22 what does economic profit account for 22ኛ ጥያቄ economic ትርፍ ምን ያመዝናል ወይ ደግሞ ያመለክታል ይላል so that should be total revenue minus explicit and implicit cost ማለትም economic profit የምናገኘው ከቶታል ፕሮፊት explicit እና implicit cost በማቀነስ true profitable firm እናገኛለን ማለት ነው question number 23 when does accounting profit equal to economic profit 23ኛ ጥያቄ ሂሳብ ትርፍ በኢኮኖሚያዊ ትርፍ መቼ እኩል የሚሆነው መቼ ይሆናሉ ማለት ወይ ደግሞ ኢኮኖሚክ አካውንቲንግ ፕሮፊት እና ኢኮኖሚክ ፕሮፊት እኩል የሚሆኑበት ጊዜ መቼ ነው ይላል so that should be a when there are no implicit costs involved means that accounting profit matches economic profit when all input are purchased leaving no implicit cost unaccounted for question number 24 how can firm use concept of law of variable proportion in decision making 24ኛ ጥያቄ ኩባንያዎች ወይ ደግሞ ፊርሞች የምንላቸው ሰዎች ውሳኔ አሰጣጥ ውስጥ ተለዋዋጭ መጠን ህግ ወይ ደግሞ law of variable proportion የምንለው ንድፈ ሐሳብ እንዴት ይጠቀማሉ የሚጠቀሙ የሚችሉ መቼ ነው ይላል so that should be by identifying most efficient level of variable output input means that firm can use law of variable proportion to determine most efficient level of variable input that maximize output without incurring negative returns. Question number 25. At what point does marginal product of labor become negative in short run production? ሀምስተኛ ጥያቄ በአጭር ጊዜ ምርት ውስጥ ጉልበት ማርጂናል ፕሮዳክቱ ኔጌቲቭ የሚሆነው በአጭር ጊዜ ውስጥ ምን ፖይንት ላይ ነው ወይ ምን ደረጃ ላይ ነው ይላል so that should be C stage 3 means that in stage 3 the marginal product of labor become negative causing decline in total product due to excess amount of variable input relative to fixed input. Question number 26. What best describe relationship between total product and average product labor and marginal product labor? 26ኛ ጥያቄ በአጠቃላይ ምርት ወይ ደግሞ ቶታል ፕሮዳክት አቨሬጅ ፕሮዳክትን እንደዛው ማርጂናል ፕሮዳክት መካከል ያለው ግንኙነታቸው ወይ ደግሞ ሪሌሽንሺፓቸው በደንብ የገለጸው የትኛው ነው ይላል so that should be A when average product labor is increasing marginal product labor is greater than average product labor means that as average product labor increases marginal product labor must be greater than average product labor to pull the average upwards. Question number 27. How do economists differentiate between short run and the long run production period? 27ኛ ጥያቄ ኢኮኖሚስቶች በአጭር ጊዜ እና በረጅም ጊዜ ምርት ጊዜዎችን መካከል እንዴት ይለያሉ ወይ ልዩነታቸው እንዴት ያስቀምጣሉ ይላል so that should be D by capability to vary all input levels means that short run period are characterized by fixed input whereas long run all input can be varied according to the production needs so economists differentiate between short run and the long run production period by capability to vary all input levels. Question number 28. What is the main difference between explicit and implicit cost? 28ኛ ጥያቄ በግልጽና በተዘዋዋሪ ወጪዎች መካከል ያለው ዋና ልዩነት ምንድነው ይላል so that should be B implicit costs are not recorded in accounting statement means that implicit cost represent monetary value of opportunity cost of using resource owned by firm and not recorded in accounting statement unlike explicit cost out of the pocket costs. Question number 29. What does cost function show? هذا ጠረኛ ጥያቄ የወጪ ተግባር ምን ያሳያል ይላል so that should be D the total cost of production producing a given level of output means that cost function illustrates the relationship between level of output and the total cost of production. Question number 30. How are total fixed costs represent in short run? 30ኛ ጥያቄ በአጠቃላይ ቋሚ ወጪ በአጭር ጊዜ ውስጥ እንዴት ይወክላሉ ይላል so that should be A the horizontal line parallel to output axis means that total fixed cost is depicted as horizontal line since this cost remain constant regardless the output level. Question number 31. How do marginal cost curve behave in short run? 31ኛ ጥያቄ marginal cost curve short run ውስጥ ምን ይመስላል ይላል so that should be C U shaped means that the marginal cost curve initially decreasing reaching at the minimum point and then starts to increasing and creating U-shaped curve due to law of variable proportion. Question number 32. What happens to average variable cost curve when marginal cost is less than average variable cost? Marginal cost ከአቨሬጅ variable cost በታች ከሆነ average variable cost ከርቡ ምን ይሆናል ይላል so that should be B average variable cost decreases means that average variable cost decreases when marginal cost is less than average variable cost as additional input lowers the average variable cost. Question number 33. How is total cost calculated in short run? 33ኛ ጥያቄ ጠቃላይ ጠቅላላ ወጪ ወይ ቶታል ኮስት ካልኩሌት የሚሆነው አጭር ጊዜ ውስጥ እንዴት ነው ይላል። so that should be a total fixed cost plus total variable cost means that total cost የምናገኘው የቶታል fixed cost እና total variable cost ደምረን total cost እናገኛለን ማለት ነው። question number 34. which costs vary directly with level of output? 34ኛ ጥያቄ ከውጤት ደረጃ ጋር በቀጥታ የሚለዋወጥ ወጪ የትኛው ነው ይላል። so that should be a total variable cost means that total variable cost include expenses that change directly with level of output such as raw materials and the direct labor costs. Question number 35. What is the shape of total variable cost curve in short run? Question number 35. በአጭር ጊዜ ውስጥ የጠቅላላ ተለዋዋጭ ዋጋ ወይ ደግሞ ቶታል ቫሪያብል ኮስት የምንለው ጥምዝ ቅርጽ ወይ ደግሞ ምን ይመስላል ወይ ደግሞ ካርቦ ምን ይመስላል? so that should be inverse S shaped means that the total variable cost curve reflect initial increasing return using by diminishing return due to law of variable proportions and creating inverse S-shaped curve. Question number 36. How is average fixed cost derived from total costs? 36ኛ ጥያቄ አማካይ ቋሚ ወጪ total variable total fixed cost የምንለው አማካይ ቋሚ ወጪ በጠቅላላ ወጪዎች የተገኘው እንዴት ነው ይላል። የሚገኘው እንዴት ነው ይላል። so that should be a total variable total fixed cost divided by total output, then we get average fixed cost. Means that average fixed cost is calculated by dividing total fixed cost by total output. Question number 37. What happens to total cost when output is 0? 37ኛ ጥያቄ አውትፑቱ 0 ከሆነ ቶታል ኮስቱ በአጠቃላይ ኮስቱ ምን ይሆናል ይላል። so that should be d total cost equal to total fixed cost means that when output is 0 total cost equal to total fixed cost because variable costs are 0. Question number 38. which point does marginal cost curve pass through in which average variable cost and average total cost curve? በአቨሬጅ ቫሪያብል ኮስት እና በአቨሬጅ ቶታል ኮስት ላይ የማርጂናል ኮስት የሚያልፈው ነጥብ ምን ይባላል ወይ ምን ፖይንት ላይ ነው ይላል። so that should be a minimum point of average variable cost and average total cost curve means that the marginal cost curve intercepts the minimum point of both average variable cost and average total cost curves. Question number 39. given cost function t equal to 2q3 minus 2q2 plus q plus 10 what is total fixed cost? እዚህ ፎርሙላ ውስጥ ይሄንን ኮስት ፈንክሽን ውስጥ total fixed cost የሆነው የትኛው ነው ይላል። so that should be a total fixed cost is equal to 10 means that total fixed cost is the constant value given as 10 in a cost function. Question number 40. why are short run of average variable cost average cost and marginal cost curve u-shaped? በአጭር ጊዜ ውስጥ የአቨሬጅ variable cost average cost እና marginal cost curve u-shaped ለምን ይሆናል ይላል። so that should be because of law of variable proportion means that in short run the costs such as average variable cost average cost and marginal cost curve are u-shaped due to law of variable proportion initially decreasing reaching the minimum and then increasing. Question number 41. why do implicit costs exist in economic cost calculation? 41ኛ ጥያቄው በኢኮኖሚ ወጪ ስሌቶች ውስጥ ስውር ወጪዎች ለምን ይኖራሉ ይላል። so that should be c to account for foregone opportunities means that implicit cost represents the opportunity cost of using self-owned resource for production instead of next best alternative. Question number 42. When marginal product of labor is at its maximum, what happens to marginal cost product? Marginal product labor ግብአት ከፍተኛ ላይ የሚሆንበት ጊዜ marginal cost ምን ይሆናል ይላል። So that should be marginal cost is at its minimum. Means that when marginal product labor is at its maximum, marginal cost reaches its maximum point, reflecting their inverse relationship. Question number 43. Which input cannot readily be changed in short run? 43ኛ ጥያቄ በአጭር ጊዜ ውስጥ የትኛው ግብአት በቀላሉ ሊለዋወጥ የማይችል ወይ የማይቀየር በቀላሉ የትኛው ይላል? So that should be fixed input. Means that fixed input cannot readily be changed in short run. Question number 44. Which input can be altered almost instantaneously in short run? 44ኛ ጥያቄ በአጭር ጊዜ ውስጥ የትኛው ግብአት በቀላሉ ሊቀያየር የሚችል ወይ ደግሞ ሊለዋወጥ የሚችል የትኛው input ነው ይላል? So that should be the variable input. Means that variable input can be altered almost instantaneously in short run. Question number 45. What represents the technical relationship between input and output? 45ኛ ጥያቄ በግብአት እና በውጤቶች መካከል ያለው ቴክኒካዊ ግንኙነት ምን ይወክላል ይላል? So that should be a production function. Means that production function represents technical relationship between input and output. The production function shows the maximum output that can be produced with a given set of input and the technology. Question number 46. What shows the ratio of total output to the number of variable input? 46ኛ ጥያቄ በአጠቃላይ ቶታል output እና number of variable input መሃል ያለው ratio ምን ያሳያል ይላል? So that should be C, average product. Means that average product shows the ratio of total output to the number of variable input. Question number 47. Which law says that successive units of variable input are added to fixed input? They will eventually yield smaller increments of output. 47ኛ ጥያቄ በተለዋዋጭ ግብአት ተከታታይ አይዶች ወደ ተቋሚ ግብአት ሲጨምሩ በመጨረሻ አነስተኛ ወጪዎች እንዲመጡ የሚያደርገው የትኛው ህግ ነው ይላል? So that should be the law of variable proportion. Means that the law of variable proportion says that as successive units of variable input are added to the fixed input, they will eventually yield a smaller increment of output. Question number 48. What is the change in output attributed to addition of unit of variable input? 48ኛ ጥያቄ በተለዋዋጭ ግብአት አንድ አይድ ሲጨመር ጋር ታይዞ የሚመጣው የውጤት ለውጥ ምንድነው ይላል? So that should be the marginal product. Means that the marginal product is the change in of output attribute to the addition of one unit of variable input. Question number 49. What indicates the period in which quantity of at least one input is fixed? 49ኛ ጥያቄ ቢያንስ አንድ ግብአት መጠን የተወሰነበት ጊዜ ምን ያመለክታል ይላል? So that should be C, short run. Means that short run is a period in which a quantity of at least one input is fixed. Question number 50. What represents the total output of total amount of output that can be produced by a specific combination of variable and fixed input? 50ኛ ጥያቄ በተለዋዋጭ እና በቋሚ ግብአቶች ምርት ሊፈጠር የሚችል አጠቃላይ ውጤት መጠን ምን ይወክላል ይላል። so that should be C total product means that the total product represents the total amount of output that can be produced by a specific combination of variable and fixed input. Question number 51, which is the best example of variable input? 51ኛ ጥያቄ ተለዋዋጭ ግብአት ምርጥ ምሳሌ የሆነው የትኛው ነው ይላል። so that should be unskilled labor means that unskilled labor is the best example of variable input since its quantity can be altered easily. Question number 52, which of the following is an example of fixed input? 52ኛ ጥያቄ ከሚከተሉት ውስጥ ቋሚ ግብአት ምሳሌ የትኛው ነው ይላል። so that should be A, building, land and machinery means that building, land and machinery are example of fixed input because their quantity cannot be changed readily in short run. Question number 53, what shows the different level of output that can be produced by efficiently utilizing different units of variable and fixed input? 53ኛ ጥያቄ የተለያዩ ተለዋዋጭና ቋሚ ግብአቶችን በብቃት በማጠቀም የተለያዩ ውጤት ደረጃዎችን የሚያሳይ ምንድነው ይላል። so that should be C, short run production function means that short run production function show different level of output that can be produced by efficiently utilizing different units of variable and fixed input. Question number 54, what is the maximum output that can be produced with fixed amount of input and existing technology? 54ኛ ጥያቄ በቋሚ ግብአት እና በነባር ቴክኖሎጂ የሚመረተው ከፍተኛ ምርት ምን ያሳያ ምን ያህል ነው ይላል። so that should be D, production function means that production function represent maximum output that can be produced with a fixed amount of input and existing technology. Question number 55, what exists when quantity of at least one input is fixed in production process? 55ኛ ጥያቄ በምርት ሂደቱ ውስጥ ቢያንስ አንድ ግብአት መጠን ሲስተካከል ምን አለው ወይ ደግሞ ምን ምርት ያሳያል ይላል። so that should be D, short run production means that short run production exists when quantity of at least one input is fixed in production process. Question number 56, what is the additional cost incurred to produce one extra unit of output? 56ኛ ጥያቄ አንድ ተጨማሪ ምርት ክፍል ለማምረት የሚወጣው ተጨማሪ ወጪ ምን ያሳያል የሚያሳየው ምንድነው ይላል። so that should be B, marginal cost means that marginal cost is the additional cost of producing one more unit of output. Question number 57, which cost directly vary with the level of output? 57ኛ ጥያቄ የትኛው ወጪዎች በቀጥታ ከውጤት ደረጃ ጋር የሚለዋወጡ የትኛው ይላል። so that should be B, variable costs means that variable costs directly changed directly with the level of output. Question number 58, which costs do not vary with the level of output? 58ኛ ጥያቄ የትኛው ወጪዎች በውጤት ደረጃ ጋር አይለዋወጡም ይላል። so that should be A, fixed costs means that fixed costs do not change with level of output. Question number 59, what characterizes the efficient region of production? 59ኛ ጥያቄ የምርት ቀልጣፋነትን ክፍል የሚመለከተው የሚለየው ወይ ደግሞ የትኛው ነው ይላል። so that should be C, marginal product decreasing but positive means that efficient stage of production occurs when marginal product is still positive but decreasing, ensuring optimal utilization of fixed input. Question number 60, in the context of production what does average product indicate? 60ኛ ጥያቄ በምርት አንድ ውስጥ በምርት ሂደት ውስጥ አማካይ ምርት ምን ያሳያል ይላል so that should be a the total output divided by the number of variable input means that average product is the total output per unit of variable input. Question number 61 at what point does the law of diminishing return start to operate? ስልሳለኛ ጥያቄ law of diminishing return start የሚሆንበት operate የሚሆንበት ምን ፖይንት ላይ ነው ይላል so that should be a when marginal product reaches its maximum means that the law of diminishing return starts to operate after marginal product curve reaches its peak or maximum and begins to decline. Question number 62 why should rational firm avoid operating stage 3? question 62 ጥያቄ ለምንድነው ምክንያታዊ የሆነው ደረጃ ሶስት ምርት ውስጥ ሰራተኞች ይሄንን የማይጠቀሙት ይላል so that should be the additional unit of the variable input means that the rational firm avoid stage 3 because additional unit of variable input lead to decline in total product and indicating inefficiency. Question number 63 which assumption is not part of the law of variable proportion? 63ኛ ጥያቄ ተለዋዋጭ መጠን የሆነ ህግ አካል ያልሆነው የትኛው ግብአት ነው ይላል so that should be C fixed input can be easily changed means that the law assumes that fixed input remain unchanged while adding more unit variable input. Question number 64 what marks the end of stage 1 in the short run production function? 64ኛ ጥያቄ በአጭር ጊዜ ምርት ተግባር ውስጥ የአንደኛ ደረጃ መጨረሻ ምን ምልክት ያለው የትኛው ነው ይላል የሆነ so that should be B when marginal product equal to average product means that stage 1 in this where average product is maximum and it is occurs when marginal product equal to average product. Question number 65 when is fixed input optimally used in stage production? 65ኛ ጥያቄ ቋሚ ግብአት ምርት ደረጃዎች ውስጥ በጥሩ ሁኔታ ጥቅም ላይ የሚዋለው መቼ ነው ይላል so that should be C through stage 2 means that throughout stage 2 fixed input is used optimally in stage 2 where marginal product is positive but decreasing ensuring efficient production. Question number 66 what happens to the total product in stage 3 of short run production? 66ኛ ጥያቄ በአጭር ጊዜ የሚመረት ደረጃ 3 አጠቃላይ ምርት ምን ይሆናል ይላል so that should be B it decreases means that in stage 2 total product declines or decreases as more variable input are added indicating over utilization of fixed input. Question number 67 what characterizes stage 1 of short run production? 67ኛ ጥያቄ በአጭር ጊዜ ምርት ደረጃ አንድ የሚለየው ምንድነው ይላል so that should be A average product increases means that stage 1 is marked by increasing average product and until it reaches its maximum. Question number 68 which stage of production is considered as efficient region of production? 68ኛ ጥያቄ ውጤታማ የምርት ክፍል ተደርጎ የሚወሰደው የትኛው የምርት ደረጃ ነው ይላል so that should be B stage 2 means that stage 2 is efficient production stage where marginal product is positive but decreasing indicating optimal use of fixed input. Question number 69 in the real world economy accounting profit is typically greater than economic profit this is due to 69ኛ ጥያቄ በአህዱ ዓለም ኢኮኖሚ በአህዱ ዓለም ኢኮኖሚ ሂሳብ ትርፍ በተላምዶ ከኢኮኖሚ ትርፍ የሚለየው የሚበልጠው ከሚከተሉት ምክንያት ነው ይላል so that should be D implicit cost not being considered in account profit. Means that account profit do not account for implicit cost, whereas economic cost does, making it account profit usually higher. Question number 70. What caused marginal product is diminishing according to the law of variable proportion? In the law of variable proportion, marginal product diminish የሚያደርግበት ምክንያቱ ወይ ኮዝ የሚያደርገው ምንድነው ይላል። So that should be A of overutilization of fixed input. Means that marginal product diminishing when fixed input is used more intensively or overutilization of fixed input with additional variable input. Question number 70. Why is stage 3 of production inefficient? 71ኛ ጥያቄ ለምንድነው ደረጃ 3 የሚመረት ስራ ውጤታማ ያልሆነው ወይ ደግሞ ዝቅተኛ የሚሆንበት ለምንድነው ይላል። So that should be B, variable input reduce total product. Means that stage 3 is inefficient because additional unit of variable input reduce total product, resulting in negative marginal returns. Question number 72. At what point in short run production should a firm avoid hearing more variable input? 72ኛ ጥያቄ በአጭር ጊዜ ምርት ውስጥ አንድ ኩባንያ የበለጠ ተጨማሪ ግብአቶችን ከማቅጠር ራሱን ማቆጠብ ያለበት በምን ደረጃ ላይ ነው ይላል። So that should be C, when marginal product is negative. Means that firm should avoid hearing more variable input when marginal product become negative, reducing total output. Question number 73. Which cost considered only direct expense such as wages and raw materials? 73ኛ ጥያቄ አንድ ደሞዝ እና ጥሬ ዕቃዎችን ያሉ ቀጥረኛ ወጪዎችን የሚመለከተው የትኛው ወጪ ነው ይላል። So that should be C, accounting cost. Means that accounting cost encompasses all direct expense including wages and raw materials and the utilities without considering opportunity costs. Question number 74. How do economists calculate economic profit? 74ኛ ጥያቄ ኢኮኖሚስቶች ኢኮኖሚ ትርፍ እንዴት ያሳያሉ ወይ ደግሞ ይሰራሉ ይላል። So that should be A, total revenue minus economic cost. Means that economic profit is calculated by subtracting both explicit cost and implicit cost from total revenue. Question number 75. What is the difference between economic cost and accounting cost? Economic cost ከአካውንቲንግ ኮስት የሚለየው ነገር ለየት የሚያደርገው ነገር ምንድነው ይላል። So that should be C, accounting cost consider only explicit cost. Means that accounting costs include only direct monetary expense or explicit cost, where an economic cost include both explicit and implicit costs. Question number 76. Which of the following is an example of implicit cost? 76ኛ ጥያቄ ከሚከተሉት ውስጥ የኢምፕሊሲት ኮስት ምሳሌ የሆነው የትኛው ነው ይላል። So that should be D, opportunity cost of self-owned resource. Means that implicit cost refers to opportunity cost of utilizing self-owned resource such as foregone wages. Question number 77. If marginal product of labor declines, what happens to marginal cost? Marginal product ላቦሩ በጣም የሚቀንስ ከሆነ marginal cost ምን ይሆናል ይላል። So that should be B, marginal cost increases. Means that a decline in marginal product labor leads to increase in marginal cost, indicating higher costs for additional output. Question number 78. How is average variable cost calculated using labor input and wage returns? 78ኛ ጥያቄ አማካይ ተለዋዋጭ ዋጋ የጉልበት ግብአት እንደውም የደሞዝ መጠን መካከላቸው የሚያሳየው ካልኩሌት የሚያደርገው እንዴት ካልኩሌት እናደርጋለን ይላል። So that should be B, average variable cost equal to wage rate times labor divided by the quantity. means that average cost calculated by dividing total variable cost by total output. Question number 79. An entrepreneurship journey where you quite salaried job entails implicit cost. What it is? Entrepreneurship journey የሚያደርጉበት ጊዜ quite salary job entails የሚያደርገው implicit cost ምንድነው ይላል? So that should be a salary forgone to start the business. Means that implicit cost is salary forgone to run business, reflecting opportunity cost leaving the job. Question number 80. If firm uses labor as variable input, what happens to marginal cost and as marginal product labor increases? firmoች ኩባንያዎች የሰው ጉልበት የሚጠቀሙበት as variable input የሚጠቀሙበት ጊዜ marginal cost marginal product labor ቢጨምር marginal cost ምን ይሆናል ይላል? So that should be C, marginal cost decreases. Means that there is inverse relationship between marginal cost and the marginal product labor. When marginal product labor increases, marginal cost decreases. Question number 81. Which of the following include both explicit and implicit cost? 81ኛ ጥያቄ ከሚከተሉት ውስጥ ሁለቱም የግልጽ እና ስውር ወጪዎች የሚያካትት የትኛው ነው ይላል? So that should be economic profit. means economic profit የምንለው ሁለቱም explicit እና implicit ኮስቶችን ወጪዎችን ያካትታል ማለት ነው። ግን accounting cost explicit ኮስቱን ብቻ ነው። Question number 82. What is the sum of total fixed cost and total variable cost? የቶታል ፊክስድ ኮስት እና ቶታል ቫሪያብል ኮስት ድምራቸው ምን ይባላል ይላል? So that should be the total cost. Means that total cost is the sum of total fixed cost and total variable cost. ስለዚህ total fixed cost እና total variable cost ደምረን total cost እናገኛለን ማለት ነው። Question number 83. Which of the following is an example of variable input? 83ኛ ጥያቄ ከሚከተሉት ውስጥ ተለዋዋጭ ግብአት የሚባለው የትኛው ምሳሌ የሆነው የትኛው ነው ይላል? So that should be C, labor. Means that labor is a variable input as its quantity can be easily adjusted based on the production needs. Question number 84. Why should firm avoid operating stage 3 of short run production? 84ኛ ጥያቄ ለምንድን ነው አንድ ድርጅት በአጭር ጊዜ ምርት ደረጃ 3 ውስጥ ከመሰረት ራሱን ማቆጠቡ ለምንድን ነው ይላል? የሚቆጠበው ለምንድን ነው ይላል? So that should be because marginal product is negative. Means that in stage 3 the marginal product is negative, meaning additional unit of input reduce total output, making it inefficient for production. Question number 85. Which law says that marginal product of an input will eventually decline as more units are added? 85ኛ ጥያቄ ከተዘረዘሩ ህጎች ውስጥ ማርጂናል ፕሮዳክቱ ኢንፑቱ መጨረሻ ላይ ኢቨንቹዋሊ ዲክላይን የሚያደርግበት የሚለው as unit added የሚሆነው የትኛው ህግ ይሄንን የሚገልጸው ይላል? So that should be a law of diminishing return. Means that law of diminishing return indicates that beyond certain point adding more unit of variable input to fixed input will result in decline in marginal product of labor additional input. Question number 86. In which stage of short run production is marginal product of labor positive but declining? 86ኛ ጥያቄ በአጭር ጊዜ ምርት የትኛው ደረጃ ላይ ነው የጉልበት ውጤት አነስተኛ አውንታዊ ነገር ግን የቀነሰ የሚሆነው ወይ ማርጂናል ፕሮዳክት ፖዚቲቭ ቢሆንም እየቀነሰ የሚሄደው የሚያሳየው የትኛው ስቴጅ ነው ይላል? So that should be stage 2. Means that in stage 2 characterized by a decreasing yet but positive marginal product, making it efficient stage of production. Question number 87. Which of the following is an example of explicit cost? 87ኛ ጥያቄ ከሚከተሉት ውስጥ ግልጽ የሆነ ወጪ ምሳሌ የሆነው የትኛው ነው ይላል? So that should be A, interest on borrowed funds. Means that explicit costs are direct or output of pocket expenses that interest on borrowed funds, wages, and the cost of raw materials. Question number 88. When we comparing economic cost to accounting cost, which is generally higher? 88ኛ ጥያቄ ኢኮኖሚ ኮስት እና አካውንቲንግ ኮስት ኮምፔር አነጻጽረን የምናይበት ጊዜ ከፍተኛ ሃየር የሆነ የትኛው ነው ላል so that should be a economic cost. Economic cost is typically higher as it include both explicit and implicit cost, unlike accounting cost which only consider explicit cost. Question number 89. What is the monetary value of input used in production of item? Monetary value input የምንለው production of item ውስጥ የትኛው ላል so that should be C economic cost. Means that economic cost include monetary value of all input used in production. Question number 90. What represent monetary value of all purchased input used in production? ሁሉም monetary value input ለግብአት production ውስጥ የምንጠቀመው የሚያሳየው የትኛው ነው ላል so that should be A accounting cost. Means that accounting cost represent cost for all purchased input used in production. ከ91 እስከ 100 ያሉ ጥያቄዎች አዛምድ ነው እናዛምዳለን ማለት ነው። ቶታል ሬቬኒው ሌስ አካውንቲንግ ኮስት የምንለው ቶታል ከቶታል ሬቬኒው አካውንቲንግ ኮስት ቀንሰን የምናገኘው ምንድነው ላል so that should be G accounting profit ይባላል ማለት ነው። 92ኛ total revenue less economic cost total revenue economic cost ቀንሰን የምናገኘው ደግሞ that should be F economic profit ይሆናል ማለት ነው። Question number 93. Cost that unavoidable regardless level of output. ወጪ ማቆጣጠር የማንችለው regardless level of output unavoidable የሚሆነው cost ምን ይባላል ወጪ ምን ይባላል so that should be H which is known as fixed cost ቋሚ ስለሆነ ማለት ነው። Question number 94. Characterized by diminishing marginal return. diminishing marginal return characterized የሚሆነው የትኛው ነው ላል so that should be D stage 2 production. Estimated monetary cost for non-purchased input በዚህ የምታወቀው ደግሞ so that should be B implicit cost ነው። ቀጥታ ከኪሳችን አውጥተን የማንከፍለው ተዘዋዋሪ የሚባለው ወጪ ማለት ነው። Question number 96. Fixed cost per unit output. Fixed cost per unit output የምንለው ደግሞ that should be J which is known as average fixed cost በዚሁ እናገኛለን ማለት ነው። Question number 97. Variable cost per unit output. Variable cost per unit output የሚባለው ወይ ደግሞ which is answer should be I average variable cost የምናገኘው variable cost ለአውትፑት አካፍለን ነው ማለት ነው። እንደዛውም average fixed cost የምናገኘው ደግሞ fixed cost ለአውትፑት አካፍለን እናገኛለን ማለት ነው። Question number 98. Characterized by not efficient region of production. ምርት ሂደት ውስጥ efficient ተብሎ የማይታወቀው ወይ ደግሞ not efficient ያልሆነው region የትኛው ነው? so that should be C stage 1 production. stage 1 of production ይባላል። ከ99ኛ ጥያቄ characterized by negative marginal return. በnegative marginal return የሚታወቀው ደግሞ የትኛው ነው? so that should be E which is known as stage 3 production. negative marginal return ተብሎ ይታወቃል ማለት ነው። መቶኛ ጥያቄ cost incurred for product purchased input. ስለዚህ so that should be A explicit cost ቀጥታ ከኪሳችን ከፍለ አውጥተን የምንከፍለው cost incurred for purchased input ነገሮችን ግብአት ለማግዛት ገባ ለማግባት የምንከፍለው ወጪዎች fixed ወይ ደግሞ explicit cost ናቸው ማለት ነው። Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget like, subscribe, share, comment Aliyi YouTube channel. ይሄንን ቪዲዮ ስላዳመጣችሁ እጅግ አድርገን ነው የምመሰግናችሁ። ሁልጊዜ አይነ ቪዲዮ የሚታዩበት ጊዜ VPN ማክፈቱን እንዳትረሱ። VPN ከፍታችሁ እንድታዩ በአክብሮት ጠይቃችኋለሁ። እንደዛውም ይሄን ቪዲዮ like, subscribe በማድረግ Aliyi YouTube channel ጎን ሁኑ። ቤተሰብ ሁኑ። ላይክ ሰብስክራይብ ካደረጋችሁ የኔ የሚለቁት ነገር ሁሉ ቶሎ እናንተ ጋር ስለሚደርስ ላይክ ሰብስክራይብ በማድረግ ኖቲፊኬሽን ኦን በማድረግ የኔ የሚለቁት ነገር ቶሎ እንድታገኙ በአክብሮት ጠይቃችኋለሁ። እነዛውም ቴሌግራም ግሩፕ ካላችሁ እዛ ላይ ሼር ማድረግ እንዳትረሱ። ኔክስት ዩኒት 5 እና ዩኒት 6 በተከታታይ እየዝቀም ድረስ መልካም ጊዜ ነው ላችሁ። ታንክ ዩ ቸር ግጥማችሁ ዌልካም ባክ አገን